And that will be a note that will be submitted to the agency which is looking at it, NIA or whatever. And then if there is something amiss that we have done, certainly we'll make it.
But something must be amiss. The fact that for 4 months we still don't have a tender going.
No, it's difficult to say who caused the delay. It could be 15 days delay by one agency, 15 days by another agency, 20 days by a third agency. Now that makes it almost a month and a half, 2 months. So it takes that much time. Why did it take so much time? If whoever was responsible for that security, why didn't they push it? They could have come to us, or they not. Whether they came or not, I'm getting a note today, and I can assure you that it has been very, very painful for us, extremely painful. And whatever it needs to correct the system, we will do that at our level.
Because we saw Union Home Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad, we saw Congress General Secretary Rahul Gandhi get booed and heckled at the Ram Manohar Lohia hospital.
You see, that is an understandable feeling of the people, because they are in pain. And when you are in pain, you do vent out your pain. And that was one thing. But we have handled many situations like this and the doctors were there. I went there soon after this had happened. Everybody was there. There was a lot of shock. And people were saying there was one person who had lost his son, couldn't get to the morgue as quickly as he wanted to. There are these, and he was angry at it, very angry.
Angry also with the politicians for turning it into a jamboree, and so many of them coming.
Yes, yes, perhaps that was also
because the junior doctors got sent out, the relatives couldn't go in to meet their patients. Do you think there should be some norms, some standard operating procedures?
Yes, I think we should let first things settle down. If I had been asked, I would have requested everybody, please go the next day or the day after, because it does disturb the hospital people who are trying to cope up with the emergency situation. But in spite of that, I must tell you that the doctors were all there, everybody was bandaged up, the patients were there and all. And fortunately, when this whole, shall I say, line of VIPs started coming in, that's when perhaps people felt that was the time that they'd gotten out of the shock also and were ready to vent
because
their
the
anger.
Patients couldn't be visited by their relatives because security came and took over.
But that must have been momentarily.
But shouldn't they stay away? That's the point.
No,
that you
I
also
would
made.
say that the people, they went
Let
there
the
out of
doctors do
goodwill.
their job.
No, they went out of goodwill. They went
so
to
many
show
of
their,
them,
no.
they should have been in Parliament elsewhere discussing internal security, figuring out where the lapses
but then
are.
Parliament, as you know, one of the parties said that we must rise for the day, so they rose for the day. That was the sense of the House. Now, if you go, it's one thing. If you don't go, then people will say, nobody came to see, nobody came to even oversee the whole thing, nobody was concerned about it. So there are two sides to the story. It happened because, when other times when things like this have happened,